under the impression that once you serve in the military, you can go to college for free. That would be nice, but that isn't the truth. Well, not exactly anyways. The truth is that once you complete your terms of service or your contract, you're entitled to educational benefits. Now, the decision you have to make is which education benefit did you earn, and which education benefit do you wish to use to pay for college courses. Now, depending on your length of service, whether you're active or reserve, determines which of these benefits, or what the Veteran Affairs calls chapters, are you entitled to, and which one would benefit you the most in the long run. Now, what you got to understand is that each benefit has their pros and has their cons. Now, the two benefits that I'm going to speak about is Chapter 30 Montgomery GI Bill and Chapter 33 Post 9/11 GI Bill. There are similarities and there are differences, and there's pros and cons. Being a veteran that has used benefits before, my educational benefits to go to school, to pay for my college courses, and as an employee of San Antonio College Veteran Affairs, I'd like to share with you my knowledge and help you become more knowledgeable and understand which of these benefits are more beneficial towards you as a student. I'd like to also show you why the government would or tries to persuade you and push you into choosing Chapter 33 Post 9/11 benefit, and why I believe the Chapter 33 Montgomery GI Bill is more beneficial to you and I, the students. Now, the first thing I'd like to go over is similarities and differences, because you have to understand what the benefits are in order to understand which benefit you'd like to use. Now, let's first talk about Chapter 30. Chapter 30 is an earned benefit. Now, every serviceman, servicewoman, during their first year of their contract, they get $50 taken out of every check. Get paid on the 1st and 15th. That's $100 a month for the first 12 months. So after 12 months, you pay into, that's what they call it, they pay into the Chapter 30 GI Bill. Once you pay into the Chapter 30 GI Bill for 12 months, that GI Bill is yours to use once you complete your contract, if you get out with an honorable or other than honorable discharge. Now, the way the Chapter 30 works is every month, or whenever you become a student, you decide not to re-enlist and you want to become a student and use your educational benefits, you register to college normally, but you take your schedule along with your account summary, which shows the school and the VA how much the school is charging tuition and fee wise, and they at the VA office they'll then certify your classes, or they have the VA pay for your classes. That's what certification means. They have the VA pay for your classes, and on the first of the month, or the first week of the month, you'll get a check, a nice check. It should be $1,500 more or less. That's Chapter 30. Now with Chapter 33, the way it works is it's a lot similar in the certification process, or very similar, but the difference is in Chapter 30 I didn't explain, but you have to make you have to make the payment towards tuition and fees, and after the month after you start going to school, you start to receive your educational, that $1,500, $1,600, or $1,400 to $1,500 payment. Now, with Chapter 33, you never have to spend a penny. That's why it's simpler, easier. Lots of students like to choose Chapter 33 because of the simplicity of it. You just go and bring your schedule, you bring how much your classes cost, they'll give you a voucher to take to the business office, they pay for your classes, boom. Then on the 30th, on the 1st of the month, your check is going to be there. So you never pay a dime for tuition, and you get paid on the 1st of the month, every month. It's as simple as it gets. But there's a catch. It was, well, actually, President George W. Bush, he created, or he approved, he approved Chapter 33 because what it does is, with both of the benefits, your educational benefits is the possibility of having 48 months. Think of it as 48 months. But each of the two benefits are 36 months. So there's a possibility of having an extra 12 months. And you wonder, why aren't they just both 48 months? Well, they're 36 months for a reason. Now, if you choose Chapter 30, you're going to get that 36 months. And once the 36 months is up, you can apply for Chapter 33 and use 12 more months of the benefit of Chapter 33. Now, that's the pro. That's the what I like to say is the argument for choosing Chapter 30, because you can get paid to be a student for 4 years, whereas Chapter 33, if you choose, you relinquish, you have to waive your right to Chapter 30, and you jump straight into 33, and you get 36 months, 3 years, no more, no less. So that's a con of 30. Even though 33, even though it's simpler and it's easier, and you never have to pay a dime out of your pocket, you give up an extra year of getting paid of being a student. Now, if you're okay with relinquishing a whole 12 months of tuition and fees and a nice little check to get paid as a student, well then I say go for it and try 33. But if you're like me, don't know when you have to retake a class, how long it is going to take you to figure out what you want to do with your which degree you'd like to pursue, and whatever the case is, sometimes you don't just get your degrees that fast or right on track. I'd say you should go with Chapter 30. Chapter 30 has that longevity, has that extra 12 months, and it's just the better decision to make. Now, those are the similarities, those are the differences. The next thing I'd like to talk about is how the government wants to push you into using Chapter 33. Now, Chapter 33, if you ever go to the website, I'd like to show Chapter 33 since it does save the government money, which that's all it really does. It saves the government money because you can get paid 4 years, but if you choose 33, you just get paid 3 years. That's if every student chooses 33, that's one more year. That's one more year that the government doesn't have to pay for that student. Now, looking at the website alone, you go straight to the gibill.va.gov website, and first thing you see is stuff about Post-9/11 GI Bill. Post-9/11 GI Bill. I guarantee you that the next picture that shows up is going to be about the Post-9/11. And the way they do it, they promoted this could be you. They're promoting a female in the classroom. You can be a student, and they have the Air Force. Now, there's a Navy guy. Maybe you can relate to that Navy guy. You're trying to serve. My point being, the very first thing you see is GI Bill, the Post-9/11 GI Bill. Now, even if you look up here, when it talks about the services, one second. It talks about the services. It says Post-9/11 GI Bill and the other programs. They do this specifically so it could stand out. Now, another example: when you're actually signing up for one of the applications. When you're signing up for the applications, it's gonna show you. It's gonna make sure that the Post-9/11 GI Bill stands out amongst the other ones, and the way they do that is very subtly. They draw a line between the Post-9/11 GI Bill and all the other benefits, and I'm gonna show you that right now. Just like this. Not only is it the first selection, but there's a gap between them, and there's a small, subtle line that's between them. Now, it just zooms you in. It makes you want to choose that benefit, and the government does that because they want to save themselves that extra year. Now, those are the differences. Those are similarities. That's why the government. That's how the government tries to push you into choosing Chapter 33 GI Bill. And that's why I believe that Chapter 30 is the better benefit, because you get more out of it. You get that extra year of getting paid to be a student. Now, when it all comes down to it, when it comes down to the end of it, I like this to just ask you one question. If it's you or someone you know that has to choose between Chapter 30 and Chapter 33 GI Bill, the one question you have to ask yourself is, if you get the same amount of money in the long run, which benefit lasts longer? Do you want to go to school for 3 years, or do you want to go to school for 4 years? Now, if you want to go to school for 3 years, choose Chapter 33, Post-9/11 GI Bill. But if you want to go to school and get paid for it for 4 years, I say choose Chapter 30, Montgomery GI Bill. Thank you.